Welcome back to Bayona's RC World. In today's video, basically, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys an update on what's going on here at Bayona's RC World. Alright guys, and so it's been a while since I've been here on the channel. It's been a while since I posted any videos, and just wondering when that day will come when I actually start coming back to the channel. And a lot of questions basically from a lot of my subscribers and followers and through my Facebook channel and all that, wondering where was I at? What was I doing? What's going on? What's the status with the P51D Mustang? Well, most of you do know what's going on now that follow me on my Facebook and my Facebook group. But if you're just following me through YouTube channel, then basically it comes down to the reason why these models were put to the side was my mom passed away in 2022, and so that's what kind of sparked me from getting away from the hobbies to deal with that. Before she passed away, I was her caregiver, and so was taking her to and from the hospital and staying at the hospital and all this other stuff. And basically comes down to also dealing with my issues, so I was getting hit both ways. And so a little backstory on that part, if you don't know, and if you don't care, then oh well. So I served in the United States Army active duty for since 2000 to 2013, and I was medically separated from the military in 2013 due to my lumbar spine, and cervical spine and knee issues. And so since 2013, I've been dealing with chronic pain, and here on the Pacific Island of Guam at the time, 2013 all the way up to 2018, I was being thrown around in the VA through different VA doctors, and some were very helpful and some didn't give a crap. And so I mainly got most of those guys that didn't give a crap, and so I was left in limbo dealing with my issues on my own. And so it is what it is. I sucked it up. I continued pushing forward, and I dealt with things on my own, and I tried to make good with what I had. And so what I'm in full control of at the time was proper nutrition, dieting, exercises, and stuff like that. And so I started doing that. Well, unfortunately, that period it caught up quick, so my cervical spine, lower back, and knees and stuff like that, I thought I was doing good, but I was actually just masking the pain. And it was very noticeable every morning when I couldn't even get out of the bed. But once I get out, start moving around, it takes a while. I was able to kind of go throughout my day, but with that lingering, annoying, and just sometimes excruciating pain. But who am I supposed to turn to when I got no VA physician here on the island at the time was willing to give me 2 looks? So I had to deal with what I had to deal with. So push forward. Finally got a VA doctor in 2015-16 time frame that actually cared enough to actually see what was going on and actually get some diagnosis going on. And so finally I was recommended for back surgery, and basically 2019 got the back surgery done, thinking that was going to be the be all done all type deal and I'll be good to go. But well, unfortunately it wasn't the case. and my pains just continued, started to get worse, and then eventually everything else started getting worse because everything else is trying to compensate for everything, and so I had to stop training, I had to stop exercising, because it was causing more grief, more pain, more, there's everything. I felt every day as if I was getting beaten up, and you know, it is what it is. And so couldn't tie my shoes, couldn't bend over to pick something up from the ground that fell. It was getting to the point where when I walk, it's so excruciating pain, you know, and the pain is just so unbearable. And sometimes it's what caused me to mentally decline. And because for so many years, I've been the sole moneymaker, sole provider for my family. And when all that is taken away, and you can't do certain things that you used to, and I can't go back out and do the things that I once used to, it really puts a strain on the family, it puts a strain on me, my mental state and all that. I was so grumpy, so quick to snap, so quick to argue. If you looked at me wrong, I'd probably beat the living, And so it came to a point where my mental state wasn't all that, there. And so I was declining, and I was declining quick in regards to that, together with all the chronic issues and then everything that I believed that I just couldn't do anymore. And so push forward again. It was to the point where I didn't even know that I would be, classified as manic depression, with anxiety and all this other stuff. That's something that I always see in other people. Never knew that was actually me. Well, unfortunately, it was, and it had to be my family to actually tell me that, explain it, and especially when I went to seek help. This is where it started. When I sought help through the VA, answering the questions and everything, it came to the realization that I fell under that category, and they diagnosed me with that, and eventually I got treatment, and so, here we are. To this day, I've been going to physical therapy, psychiatric stuff, chiropractic work, and follow-ups after follow-ups, appointments after appointments throughout the year. Hopefully trying to get pain-free, but unfortunately the VA says that my diagnosed conditions, it's very highly unlikely that I would get better in regards to the pain, that it would automatically just manifest and I'm pain-free. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to be living with this for the rest of my life. So it's all about pain management at this point. I'm in an area where my pains are bad because of this, but it's not warranted. This kind of treatment from surgery or stuff like that, because I'm not there yet. I don't fall right there yet. So I'm kind of like in between those two. So, it is what it is. And so, like I said, cervical spine issues, major arthritis on the neck and my cervical spine, bone spurs, stenosis, lumbar spine from, L3 all the way down to S1. two bulging discs, and sciatic nerve pain, sciatica, and all that. Um, did the RFA ablation. They cut my nerves on my lumbar spine, and now I'm able to bend over to pick up something. But it's, according to them, the doctors, it's only a temporary fix. It's between 6 months to a year, and the pain will come back. And then eventually, all they do is, go back in and burn those nerves again. So not looking forward to having the pain come back. Scale from 1 to 10, 10 being extremely painful. I fall on the pain scale right now at about a 7. Prior to the RFA ablation for my lumbar spine, I was between a 9 and an 11. Yeah. Cervical spine now, I'm just getting facet joint injections. Last week I have one, and next week I have a follow-up appointment in regards to that. It hasn't relieved any of the pain. I still have the irritating pain that just nothing I do will relieve that pain. So it's hard to sleep, stay asleep. There's no actual position that is comfortable. If those of you never experienced spine or cervical spine or lumbar spine, thoracic spine issues, you probably would never understand. But those of you who have experienced it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And so I also have 2 torn meniscus in both knees. Each knee has a torn meniscus and osteoarthritis. So I'm dealing with that as well. And so, in a nutshell, also the internal issues that I have, basically, since I have no gallbladder, I was diagnosed with IBS, and from my cholecystectomy procedure. Also, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, which is kind of moderate type at this point. So far, my numbers are kind of high from my blood work and my ultrasound and all that stuff, and it's high, but my liver is abnormally larger than what it's supposed to be, but it's not stiff. So I'm not in the realm of cirrhosis and all that other stuff. So I'm still okay as long as I manage my diet, nutrition, and all that other stuff. And stay away from a lot of the stuff that is bad for you. And so, just dealing with all this, guys, but in my heart, I really want to get back to that. I really want to get back to the hobby. I really want to get back to building. I really want to get back to flying. I haven't been to our local field in over a year. So, I am the president of that club. Well, at this point, I'm going to have to give up that, position to somebody else who's more active. But, it is what it is. And I really miss the hobby. 42 years of being in the hobby, and then all of a sudden brakes are put on and I have to deal with this, and everything. So that's where we're at. But the reason for the video is to give you this update, but at the same time to give you good news. The good news is that I am starting back on the P51D Mustang. As a matter of fact, I started on it the day before yesterday, and I've been working on it just a little bit. I haven't been recording much on it yet because I'm still kind of slowly getting back into it. But once the retracts come in and the engine, I can enclose the wing, finish that up, finish up the fuselage, get it all nice and set and ready for final sanding and glassing, and then eventually primer in, all the works. All right, so continuation of the Top Flite P51D Mustang build series will continue here at Bayonna's RC World. So thank you guys for sticking around this past year. a year and a half, 2 years. Thank you for all of those guys who follow me on Facebook, the Bayonas RC World Facebook group, and also on my personal Facebook. That's given me just nothing but, words of encouragement, and just keeping up, and just true people, man. I'm telling you, you guys hit me up a messenger, just not asking for anything, just check on me, which I really appreciate. You don't understand how much I appreciate it, and so thank you guys. And yeah, that's about it, guys. So sorry for boring you. I know my life is none of most of you guys don't give a crap about it, that's fine. But I do need to kind of just want to give you guys an update, and that's all it is. My goal is that. My goal is to continue pushing forward and continue to take care of me so that I can continue doing the things that I enjoy and being here for my family. And so, with that said, I will see you guys on the next video, whenever that is, hopefully soon, and hopefully on the P51D Mustang. So, until then, this is Mike Bayona from Bayona's RC World, signing off for now. Alright guys, shee.